Hello, my name is Russell Myers. Welcome to Issues Unite. So, just a few days ago, Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky went to Poland. And so, what the real goal of this was is probably pretty obvious: to try and get Poland to give up, to volunteer their actual military forces to join with Ukraine and the fight against Russia. But that is not going to happen. Poland is a member of NATO. For Poland, if Poland becomes officially engaged in this battle. Now, we know that there are, extremists and, sheep-dipped Polish forces that have gone into Ukraine to fight and, putting on Ukrainian uniforms and so forth. But even that seems to have stopped at this point from all appearances, because Poland does not want to get involved. The Polish people do not want to get involved in this and wind up with, a war with Russia. Let's say that Poland did say that they will send their actual military in to Ukraine to fight. Well, at that point, there's the very good chance that NATO would eject Poland from... If Poland is not directly attacked first from Russia, if they go in and attack Russia, there's a very good chance that Poland could be instantaneously ejected from NATO. No, we're not doing this. No, we don't have your back. Even the United States, that has military forces in Poland, would withdraw from Poland, because this would be World War III. There's no question about it. So, but then Zelensky was making statements like, henceforth there will be no border between Ukraine and Poland. I would love to hear what the ultra-right-wing Ukrainian ultranationalists have to say about this, what their thoughts are. Poland has still got there are people, influences in Poland that have designs on parts of Western Ukraine that they feel still belong to Poland. Now, there's a very good chance that if the Ukrainian military completely collapses, that Poland could come in and seize Western Ukraine. That is a very good possibility. I've mentioned this before. Now, if it came down to that, then Poland would not have any worry or problem with the ultranationalists in Ukraine, because they'll all be gone. That's all there is to it. So, other than that, of course, what Zelensky was trying to do was trying to get Poland to give Ukraine more weapons and equipment and so forth and so on. But they're out. They don't have anything else to give. And the Polish people are already upset enough about how much it is costing them to provide support to Ukrainian refugees that are in Poland. They're not very happy about that. So for Poland to give more to Ukraine, there's a lot of tension that is building up with the Polish people regarding the situation in Ukraine. Poland is being occupied on one hand by Ukrainian refugees, and on the other hand by U.S. NATO military forces. And this is causing a lot of problems in Poland. Poland is also, is suffering a lot of economic turmoil because of the cutoff of Russian gas and oil that has to be replaced at a much higher price coming from America or wherever else they can get it from. So they're having to pay much higher prices for energy, and with an uncertain winter coming for next year. So this is not way, Zelensky can try this, but it's not working out the way that he was planning on. Of course, meanwhile, Zelensky is still waiting and hoping for a phone call from Xi Jinping, which has not happened, and it's questionable whether it will, unless Zelensky, backtracks on his statement that he will not hold peace talks as long as Putin is in office. And I brought up before, what if when in 2024, if this is still going on, what if Putin's replacement is even more of a hardliner than Putin is? Because Putin is not a hardliner. Like it or not, he's not a hardliner. He has tried for years now to, get the Ukraine to honor the Minsk agreements. He even met with Zelensky when Zelensky first entered office, and then, Zelensky just turned around, and after those talks, and just completely abandoned anything that was talked about. All right, so other issue is the much vaunted Ukrainian spring offensive. It's mid-April, and now Ukraine has announced that the spring offensive has been pushed back. It's being put on hold at the moment, allegedly because of weather. They're suffering a lot. They're experiencing a lot of rain, and that rain is supposed to continue for another 2 weeks or so. And then after the rain stops, it'll take at least another 2 weeks for the ground to dry up enough for heavy equipment to be able to maneuver. At least that's what the story is. So that means that it's been pushed back to at least mid-May before it will begin. And in the meantime, Russia is still taking territory at Bakhmut and Avdiivka, etc., different areas further north in the Liman area. They're pushing Ukrainian forces back. So even though the Ukrainian offensive has been pushed back, and they claim that they can't move their heavy equipment, well, it seems that Russia doesn't seem to be having as much of a problem. I'm not saying no problem, but as much of a problem as Ukraine is having. I'm not sorry that this has been pushed back. At least the people on the front lines get to live a little bit longer. As it is, they really should take this period of time to engage in peace talks. I know that's not going to happen, but the United States, NATO, Europe have all stated that the latest shipment of weapons is about the end of what any of them can manage. So if this spring offensive does not yield results, then there's nothing else that can be done. Ukraine is still talking about trying to take, Crimea. You consider the fact that they do not have enough weapons, enough equipment, enough manpower to try and take Crimea would serve nothing except to expand the front line, which is already 1,000 kilometers long, and then now they're going to try and hold the Crimean Peninsula, which would be prone to naval attacks, aerial attacks. That is a big thing for Russia. Crimea has been the home of the Black Sea Fleet for longer than I've been alive. That goes back centuries. Even after 1991, after the breakup of the Warsaw Pact, the Black Sea Fleet was still in Crimea, stationed at Crimea, with the agreement of Ukraine. So that is a big thing. Where else would Russia be keeping their naval fleet? That's a major issue for Russia tactically, in addition to the fact that at least 40% of the population of Ukraine prior to 2014 considered themselves ethnically Russian, and it's probably a much higher percentage of the population since 2014. Yeah, I heard one channel that I listened to was talking about how Ukraine can call up 5 or 6 million soldiers to fight. Okay, well, if they can do that, why haven't they? Of course, the same persons has been saying that Ukraine has got 700,000, 800,000 soldiers in their military currently, and that they don't have anywhere near that. But let's say that they've got 700, 800,000. That's less than 1 million. Where are they going to get this other 4 or 5 million people from? They've been pulling children off the streets, drafting men in their 60s to fight. And this has all been caught on camera. No. Okay, let's say that they can, draft another 4 or 5 million people. Okay. They don't have enough weapons. They're begging for weapons from anywhere, anyone, anywhere that they can. What are they going to do with these people if they conscript them, if they manage to do this? They don't even have enough uniforms for these people. The United States is sending them small arms and small arms ammo, which means that they don't have enough small arms for their forces. They don't have enough artillery rounds. They don't have enough vehicles. So what are you going to do with these people, even if you manage to pull them in? Just send them out on the front lines. Say, here, go stand in front of that tank. Just go wait for those artillery shells. This is insane. This is absolute insanity. But, I'm not going to tell you what channel I heard all that from, because I have criticized that channel a couple of times on here. Anyway, so Zelensky's trip to Poland, it did not get anything that he was looking for. He keeps on begging and begging everywhere that he can for anything and everything he can, even as he's skimming money off the top of the money that has been going to Ukraine, and that has now been absolutely revealed. $400 million skimmed off the top. That's your money. Now, the thing is, the U.S. government has known he has been skimming this money off the top. He and all of his top generals and what have you. The U.S. government has known it. But it's not just now coming out because of these leaks. I still think that those leaks were kind of an announcement to him that we know about it. Of course, you could have him on camera doing it, and he would say, I'm not doing that. But, yeah, so the latest word is that, many of the tanks and none of the jets that were promised to Ukraine are headed that way, because all of those jets are old and broken down, and they probably wouldn't, if you tried to fly them into Ukraine from a country immediately neighboring Ukraine, they probably would not make it all the way there. They're in such bad condition. There are no spare parts. These things are Soviet era. Nobody's making parts for them. And without the people with the know-how of how to fix them and the industrial manufacturing base to make parts for them, and even if you did have them, then facing these old Soviet MiGs up against modern equipment, missiles, drones, jets, they wouldn't stand a chance. Anyway, so everything that Zelensky is asking for at this point, it's not coming. The jets, the tanks, the artillery shells, trying to get Poland to get involved, trying to get a phone call from Xi Jinping. It's all falling apart for Zelensky at this point. Maybe he should take the message and sit down and talk. It's that time, right now, before more of his people die. It has always been that time, before any of his people died. But at this point, it's absolutely time. Before there is no Ukrainian culture left. Anyway, share this video. Talk about these subjects. If you can afford it, please donate whatever you can to help expand this channel and my presidential campaign. And I will catch you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.